Well, here we are. This is like day 20 of regarding the death of Jamal Khashoggi. It's a Saturday, October 20th. And what we learned today was that the Prince Mohammed bin Salman's inner circle have taken the hit for doing the hit on the journalist over there in Turkey in the Saudi mission. They apparently flew in there. 18 people have been detained. The Turkish government's considering an investigation. Two of the prince's top people are involved. And basically, that's the end of the story. They're taking the blame for it and not connecting the prince to it in any way. And some additional stuff is coming out because it's turning into a political issue in the United States, where the Democrats trying to gin up some excitement before the midterms to make Trump look bad. They're making it a political issue, and why isn't the U.S. doing anything about it? But then you have stories that are coming out where journalists are actually starting to look into see who was Jamal Khashoggi. And the left is very upset that any of this is coming out. They're calling it a smear campaign, just like the ridiculous argument that what happened a couple of weeks ago in Portland, Oregon, wasn't a mob. They're saying that this is just absolute nonsense. But what's coming out that everybody in the Middle East has known for quite some time about Mr. Khashoggi is that he is an adamant supporter of President Erdogan. He is a supporter of the Muslim Brotherhood, and he's furious that Prince Salman has been liberalizing and doing the things he's been doing. He's particularly furious that the Saudi Arabia is trying to make some sort of peaceful gestures towards Israel because he's an anti-Semite. And this is the guy that is getting all the attention, and because he was an American resident. He wasn't a citizen. He's still a Saudi national. And he made the fatal mistake of going to the Saudi mission in Turkey to get some paperwork adjusted so he could get married to a Turkish woman. He wasn't marrying an American woman. He was marrying a Turkish woman. Some people have said it was an American. No, it wasn't. He's marrying a Turkish citizen. And the Saudi prince has viewed this guy for a long time as a threat. All right, he's all of this is he has a sympathetic attitude towards Qatar, which aligns itself regionally with Turkey and the Muslim Brotherhood. Again, all right, and here you have the one of the analysis here is this, is that. In the eyes of the Crown Prince, Khashoggi symbolized the three-pronged threat to his rule: the Muslim Brothers, the Turkish-Qatari axis, and disaffected princes. He was close to the Khashoggi was a big player on the inner circle of the old regime in Saudi Arabia, who've all been pushed aside, kicked out. Many have left Saudi Arabia. And Khashoggi then moved to America. And then he became a greater threat because he is now aligning himself with the left in America, working at the Washington Post, after all, is about as far left as you can go. It's right up there with CNN and MSNBC. And these are the leftists in America started under Obama to downgrade the Saudi Arabian friendship as far as foreign policy goes. It was no secret that the Democrats were very much on the outs with Saudi Arabia, wanting to take other approaches, throwing themselves more in line with groups like the Palestinian groups and all these radicals. This is what's happened. And the Saudi prince felt that this guy's speaking out was a problem. And Khashoggi knew he was wanted by the Saudi government, and yet he walked onto Saudi soil in Turkey by going to the mission, and he got killed, okay? And that's just the way it is over there. The Saudis execute people all the time. The Iranians execute people all the time. They hang homosexuals from cranes, all right? And to go a little bit further, I want to point out something. Just a few years ago, everybody's so upset about the death of this one guy. I don't remember anybody in Washington, none of the Democrats got particularly exercised or even upset when on October 3rd, 2015, an AC-30 gunship fired 211 shells at a hospital in Kunduz in Afghanistan, who at the time was being basically run by Doctors Without Borders, and they were treating a couple of Taliban members who had been wounded. In that hospital, they were also treating a lot of other people, children, elderly, and all that. It was just a hospital. It wasn't a military hospital. And this airstrike that lasted over an hour, despite begging by the hospital to the local government and the military to stop bombing the hospital, they killed 42 people, including 24 patients, 14 staff, and 4 caretakers. 37 more people were injured. The hospital was destroyed because the U.S. attacked it, okay? Patients were literally burning in their beds. Okay, staff members were either decapitated or lost limbs in the attack. Okay, many of them were shot literally from the air as they fled the burning building. All right, this barely made the U.S. news. It was in the news cycle for about a day, and that was the end of it. The U.S. military came out later and said it was they claimed responsibility. They said it was an accident, and all this other stuff. It was just ridiculous. So a little perspective, ladies and gentlemen, okay? The Saudis killed a guy that was on Saudi soil who was criticizing the government, and he was wanted by the government. And here you have innocent civilians in a hospital getting treated, including children and old people, who were summarily executed by the U.S. government. And nobody gave a shit, okay? Because it was Barack Obama's time in office, and he could do no wrong. All right, so now a Saudi gets killed in a Saudi mission, and somehow it's Donald Trump's fault. The whole thing is laughable. All right, it'll blow over. The Turks and the Saudis will work it out as much as they can, and that'll be the end of it. All right, see ya. Bye.